of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Chairman Machado.
Here.
Commissioner Judd.
Here.
Scatini. Meyer.
Here.
Sanseri.
Here.
Martinez.
Here.
And myself. I'm trying to do two different things at
Full
once.
house. No, where's Houston? Oh, Houston missed it, huh?
Steve Houston not here.
I have him marked absent.
Verification of the posting of the agenda.
The agenda for the Airport Advisory Commission of the City Hall meeting of August 22nd, 2018 was posted on the bulletin board of City Hall on August 16th at 10 a.m. per Government Code Section 5495.2.
Thank you. Number 5, consent approval of the minutes of the Airport Advisory Commission meeting on May the 23rd. Any corrections, omissions? Entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we pass the minutes as stated.
I second.
Got a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So be it. Public input. Anybody in the audience like to address the commission? Number 7, reports. Airport Improvement Program Rehabilitation Runway 13-31, Phase 1.
Nothing to report.
Oh. CAL FIRE update.
CAL FIRE update, we've seen a little movement. I got contacted about 10 days ago by the governor's office, and they said that they wanted to have a meeting. They wanted me to send them a whole bunch of stuff about the base, so I did. And then I got contacted by Anna Caballero's office, and they were trying to set up an in-person meeting between myself, Representative Caballero, depends on how things work out, and the chief of CAL FIRE. So it looks like we're getting somewhere. Don't know where we're going, but looks like we're getting somewhere.
And that would be soon?
That was supposed to take place, it was my understanding it was supposed to take place within the next few days, but I have not heard anything, and I will be traveling at the end of the week for a couple weeks, so it will have to wait until I return.
Your travel will have to wait?
I'm sorry?
Your travel will have to wait?
No, not my travel.
Oh, I misunderstood you.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Number C, building improvement restaurant, Old Navy Brig.
So we're just about done with the plumbing in there. You'd be amazed at how complicated it is. So got that squared away. Should be finalized by the building department either in the next days. And then as soon as it gets finalized, we will have staff burying all the pipes with sand and then putting in the concrete floor back in. And then once concrete floor is back in, we just received the hood today, or yesterday, sorry. It got delivered yesterday. So we'll put the hood up, and then we got to retile the floor and install the supply lines for the plumbing, which is going to happen on the outside of the building. A gas line, and we should be getting very close to getting somewhere.
Question.
Yes.
Any roof work because you're putting in that?
Oh, we did that last year. We put a new roof on the building.
So you don't have
last
to
year.
modify it or anything like that?
We probably will have to cut a hole
Okay.
up in there, and then we'll get the foam guy out to foam it in.
Okay.
So beneficial. One of the good things about having a foam roof is when it comes time to fix it, they just spray it in. Sorry, I decided I'm going to use the TVs after all.
Is this being recorded?
Yes.
The guy in the back room there?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. Okay, go ahead. It's not about the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Future item.
Any other questions on the building?
Yeah, is it, when you anticipate would be completed, Mike, and rented out?
I don't want to give you a date.
When you do it?
I don't know.
To be deed.
Government project.
Because we still get to go
We
through
never-
the health department, so, I mean,
Any lizard problems?
huh?
Any lizard problems?
No lizard problems.
A
No,
lot of people also say when it's gonna open, that's the problem.
yeah, well, sorry. It
Any
will
other-
open when it opens, not a moment before.
Any other questions on the building? 7D, ALP narrative.
So ALP narrative is complete. It is uploaded to the city website. I just put the new ALP up on the screen. So that is done, complete, signed by the FAA on June 1st, 2018.
How often are the updates?
They're supposed to be updated every 5 years, but since the process takes 3, it works out to be 8 to 10.
Yeah,
Or we need to
Can't you
start
start in 2 years?
in 2
and
years
then-
from now.
Yeah, well, that's what you want to use the grant money for. Usually you wait till they make you spend the grant money on that while you're getting stuff fixed at the airport.
Well, what are the brown ones?
The brown marks are airspace that they wish us to acquire. No, I'm sorry. That is airspace that we already have an easement. No. That is airspace we need to acquire when we become a B-2 aircraft. Rated airport.
Oh, why, no, not the one at the end of 2-4,
That's what it says for the ultimate development. Yes.
because that's not going to change, I don't think. I started reading that thing, and there's a comment in there early on that says something that the city does not have in the code protections about, I don't know, about airspace protection. Did you notice that? And is there something we need to be doing about that with the city?
There is a code for that. It's in the airport land use plan, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to add that in the municipal code. So yes, we can work on that.
Okay, I'll show you. There's a comment in there that comments that we don't have protections.
If you check the airport land use plan, anybody within zone 6 has any real estate transaction that occurs within zone 6. Real estate agents are supposed to be advising them there's an airport where it is. And then as you get in other zones, they are required to sign over easement of airspace.
I have a question.
Yes.
The expansion of the jail, does that impact us at all? Is it on the ALP?
It would only impact future air show. We can no longer have a Category 2 box.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Or we could have a very skinny Category 2 box. Because the jail's moved into the box about 200 feet.
And that remains county, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions of ALP? We're not adopting anything, are we? No.
Nope.
Is your mic on?
Pardon?
Is your mic on?
Maybe the mic's on, but maybe the... Okay. Kinley Horn.
So, as you're aware, Kimley Horn's been our consultant for about 6 years. And some of you may remember or have met Kevin Flynn, who has been our, I want to say caseworker, but that's not the right
Representative?
principal assigned to our situation. He has let us know that Friday is his last day with Kimley Horn. He's going to go to work for Burbank Airport, which is a lot closer to his house. So we have been reassigned to Pierce Melvin. Many of you may have met Pierce. He's excellent, qualified. In fact, he's done most of the engineering on the airport for all the projects. He designed the runway profiles, and so we're very pleased to have Pierce.
Any questions? Old business, flagpole picnic area.
That area is complete. We did have a grand opening on Armed Forces Day. I thought we finished this one, but I don't know if anybody's been out to see it at night, but we do have it all lit up at night too. It looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. It was a lot of work and a lot of patience, and
Very good.
I know that it took a while to get done, kind of like the restaurant. It's taking a while to get done, but I think it was worth it in the end. We there's a new home for the airport plaques there at the bottom of the flagpole. Not quite done out there, but we'll tweak it as time goes on. I have some other ideas I want to explore. I just haven't had time.
That you said?
Haven't had time to explore those options.
Any questions on the flagpole area? Okay, new business. 4th of July presentation.
So I was not here for the 4th of July. I thought I was going to have a nice, quiet 4th of July in Italy. But it turns out the town we were staying in for days, they have this little festival for St. Peter. And apparently they're trying to wake him up. So they set off explosives for hours every night at midnight and 10 p.m. I mean, they're just explosives. There's no pretty sparkles in the sky or anything else. So that was my nice, quiet 4th of July. But apparently here, the airport event was quite a success. I hear there must have been about 7,000 people in the area to watch the show. I think we had about 3,000 on the airport itself. I hear everybody was overwhelmed, but a good time was had by all, and everything was safe. And Sal Rubino, one of our tenants, actually contributed to the show. He bought an extra couple $1,000s worth of fireworks for them to set off that night. So we thank Sal for making the show a little bit better. So
He also had his own little show.
I don't know anything about that. And you remember I was in Italy. We're in the process of planning an event for next year. Same situation. I made a proposal to the city manager. I'm waiting to hear if it's going to go anywhere or not. We'll see what happens. But it may be exciting.
There's a lot of people there. Anything else on the 4th of July?
That's all you got.
Okay. 9B, AIP 19, Airport Improvement Program.
Can we actually combine B and C? So AIP 19 and 20, I just got word from the FAA that they've combined them. So they're only going to give us one grant. And apparently we're going to get that grant in a couple weeks.
What are they? For what?
The design and engineering of the parallel taxiway across the front of the new location for CAL FIRE, and to get folks on your side of the airport deemed to the 3-1 threshold without having to cross midfield, and to get the field truck across the airport without having to cross midfield. So we will finally be in compliance with the geometry. We're also doing some changes to the geometry. They're making us move taxiway Bravo north about 100 feet because the way it is, taxiway Bravo lines up with the ramp, and you're not allowed to taxi directly from a parking area out to the runway. So you have to offset. That's one of their rules. And then temporarily we'll be marking the displaced threshold taxiways as out of bounds with chevrons. We are going through the process of making those relocated thresholds for takeoff.
What?
What?
Currently, they're relocated
I'm
thresholds.
sorry, we're in the process of making our relocated thresholds, displaced thresholds for takeoff.
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, that'll be nice. Make it legal, finally.
Only takeoff.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of rubber at that end of the runway from people landing down there.
Well,
I have a question. Is this shown on the ALP as future development? Is
The-
it shown on the ALP?
The displaced
No,
thresholds?
the parallel taxiway and.
Yes.
And all that good, is it? I can't tell from here. It is on there, that's
It
future?
is on there.
Good, okay.
that shows chevrons.
Yes, temporarily it's
Oh, yeah.
getting chevroned while we go through the process of making it displaced. This is the taxiway right here, Fred. With the
Oh, yeah.
run-up area. And then we're moving Bravo literally that many feet.
So the grant is for design and engineering of all this stuff and something else, or is that it?
Construction
And construction.
and construction.
Oh,
What is that grant worth?
I don't want to throw a number out because I haven't heard yet, but there's 7 zeros. Well, not 7 zeros, 6 zeros.
6.
6. And there's
I
seven-
was hoping for 7, but we only got 6 zeros.
Any other questions? Okay, fire station number 3.
So I'm not sure everybody knows, but the airport officially has a fire station. Fire station number 3. So Life Flight has their lease has expired. The city hall purchased their facility for I believe it was $20,000, and we are assigning the state the crew that has always been housed downtown in fire station number 1, but was always that area's crew. So now they will have a location in that area that they will be responding from. There's a few improvements to the building that need to occur that we're working on currently. But they should be in it by September. We need to run a fiber optic line to them from the dog park. So my staff will be running conduit, 6,000 feet of conduit, all the way around the edge of the fence to get there, with the dual purpose of being able to supply fiber in the future to any development on airport or off airport. We'll be putting tie-in nodes every 200 feet along that fence. So
And again, when would that occur?
a supplier screwed up on the order. I ordered the conduit and they shipped sprinkler pipe. So I said, take it back. Send me the right thing. So I should have that. It'll probably show up next week as soon as I leave. And then my staff will be getting on it.
So possibly by October-ish?
Oh, they should be in there by September, but yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And it'll be a 24-hour fire station
Wow.
with a truck.
with several trucks.
We need more staff, more people.
No, it's people that we've always had downtown and the equipment we had downtown. They're just finally going to be able to be based out where they were supposed to be.
What about downtown?
The downtown crew still, we have 2 companies in the downtown fire station.
Number 1.
They're going to have a little more elbow room in there.
So the trucks are going to be outside?
That's one of the things we're still doing, and we're working on it right now, is to purchase a cover for the truck. I don't know if you've been back there, but we poured a pad, a concrete pad, so the trucks didn't sink through the thin little asphalt we had out there. Turns out the pad's not thick enough for the footing, so we're gonna have to put a footing on it, but that's okay.
There's a little helipad there, right? Is that,
Yep,
is
and
that still there, or is that?
It's still there, and we've made it fully functional and brought it up to snuff. When CAL FIRE expanded it, or when Life Flight expanded it, not too long ago, they actually didn't do it right, and the lighting was all screwed up, so we fixed all that already. It all meets code. I think they may still have to go pin an H on it, though. But other than that, it's okay.
All right, 9E, TPA change.
So the FAA changed the suggested height for traffic pattern altitude, and we were asked to put this on the agenda by Commissioner Judd. So I'll let him talk about it.
Oh, well, I didn't know I was going to have to talk about it. Yeah, this advisory circular AC 90-66B, which came out in March, includes a statement that I didn't know I was going to have to talk here. I'd like to find the place where, basically it says the traffic pattern altitude should be 1,000 feet. And as opposed to 800, ours currently is 800 feet, AGL. And I first became aware of this. It was, I think, the AOPA or something put out a notice about it, and apparently they're trying to say that all airports, unless there's something exceptional, should all have a 1,000-foot traffic pattern altitude. And so what I'm saying, I think we should change it. The reason I think it needs to be done basically by the airport manager, because I think we need to issue a NOTAM saying that it's no longer 830, or basically saying it's at 1,000 AGL, which would be 1,230 feet MSL. And plus then we have to notify whoever it is that updates all of the airport information to change it, all the publications, all that stuff. So there's a process to do it, and I think it needs to get started. So if you're looking at, again, I didn't think I was going to have to talk here. I looked it up before I came down here, but there's a, let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Anybody else spotted that? It's right there. Well, anyway, somewhere in here. Yeah. Haven't you found it?
It's page 8.
Page 8?
Yeah, number 11.
Page 8.
Is that it?
Did you find the traffic patterns haven't changed that much, so left-hand patterns? How you enter?
Is it B1? Page B1?
I'm sorry, what was it?
B1 has the
B1
diagram.
has a
with the,
diagram.
No, there's some text. There's some text here. Where the heck is that going?
Well, long story short,
It's page 9, 11.4.
11.4.
Yes, thank you, Marge. Right. Page 911.4, it says recommended airplanes observe 1,000 foot AGL. So, and apparently that's different than what it used to be. I guess it used to, I don't know what it used to be. Allowed both, recommended them both. You know, Dave?
so
Yeah. So
So it's not currently in the municipal code, so the question I have is, in seeking direction on this, do you just want me to change this, which is within our authority to do, or do you think this needs to be codified in the municipal code and have an ordinance written so that it actually exists in the airport section of the municipal code?
Well, I personally don't think it should be in a municipal code. Personally, I think it's just, I mean, that's trying to put other things. I mean, I don't think that kind of stuff needs to be in there.
A question.
Yeah.
Does the municipal code as it exists now have 800 feet?
It does not have any
Then it goes to
operating
your
rules at all.
Yeah, so it goes to his question, then
Yeah.
it shouldn't.
Okay.
I think you just need to do it.
Okay. So I will get the charts updated if that's the consensus.
So do we want to
Right.
make a motion on that, or is it just something we're asking Mike to do?
I don't know, do you need a motion, or can you just do it?
You can make a motion and tell me to do it.
It's a good idea.
You're in charge.
Well, I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
I move we,
You want to put it in the code?
no,
Oh, okay.
I move that we request that the airport management just take the steps necessary to publish an airport,
Change.
the change, whatever, to get the traffic pattern altitudes set at 1,000 feet AGL and published accordingly to the outside world and not worry about the city.
Do I have a second?
I second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
All right.
Opposed? So ordered.
Okay, so the way this works is I update it with the state of California on our master record, and then over the next 6 months, all those other publications that you named pick it up off that master record, and we'll update their publications.
But can we like do a NOTAM to change it now?
As soon as I get it changed with the master record, we can do a note in.
I have a question. That's what
I think it is.
It's
Well,
for
I
all
don't-
I
vehicles.
believe it is,
No.
I believe it's for everything except for
Yeah.
large turbine aircraft.
It also mentions ultralights should stay 500 feet below. I mean, there's some other stuff here, but
Unmanned vehicles, too.
yeah. Large and turbine powered should enter at, uses 1,500 feet or 500 feet above the established pattern altitude. But I guess what I'm trying to, I don't understand what you said about why you can't issue a NOTAM to now and then to remain effective until all this other stuff gets updated.
Change is official.
Huh? What's that?
The change is official, and then you go to the change.
That's correct. I need to make the official change on the master record with Caltrans, and then, it's not a long process. It's an email.
Oh,
And then I can issue the NOTAM. It's an
Okay.
email and wait for a response, which doesn't take weeks.
okay.
Then I can NOTAM it.
It's a little bit of flying I've been doing, I think, ever since this came out. It seems like the traffic pattern altitude's been getting a little mushy. So,
I've been using 1,000 feet all along.
huh?
I've been using 1,000 feet over this all the time.
12:30? Oh, well, see, and I've been using 10:30. So, all right,
Altitude is changed.
thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Telecommunication tower.
A company wanted to put a telecommunication tower up at 2000 Lana, and they were denied by the Airport Land Use Commission, and furthermore, they were denied by the City of Hollister. So the process worked. The airspace is safe.
How tall a tower were they going to put up?
It was a big one.
I'm sorry?
It was a big one,
Really?
yeah.
It was in the glide path?
On top of a building, no less. And it wasn't in the glide path, but it was in the traffic pattern zone.
All right, items for the next agenda. You want to scratch what we don't need it first?
Well, we need,
Probably don't need 7D and E, ALP narrative, and Kimberly Horn.
Or 8A.
8A, yeah.
9A and 9F.
Okay.
and then you've got what's left.
The others, others you can update.
9F.
Yeah, we won't need that.
Any other suggestions?
I'd like to add something to the next agenda if I could.
Sure.
I'd like an explanation of the unsecured property tax on the hangars and the logic behind how the increases are, what the increases are based on, and does it apply to all the hangars, all the rental hangars, or just T hangars? Is that possible to get that?
I may not be the guy to ask, because I never see any of those numbers or know any of this is going on. That's a question for the county tax collector.
All right.
That's not even a city function. We're not involved at all.
Huh. That money goes to the airport, doesn't it?
The possessory interest tax does go to the airport.
Both the hangar and the airplane taxes?
Just the possessory interest tax, so I believe it's the hangar. I believe the airplane taxes somehow wind up going somewhere else.
Yeah, it's also defined as unsecured property tax on the aircraft.
So
They're both.
aside from the amount that we receive, that's all I know about it. I don't know anything else.
So I have to go talk to a tax assessor, I guess.
That would be my recommendation. They're the ones that handle all that. We're not involved at all. Sometimes they call and say, hey, who's in there and what airplane is it? And we have to answer the question.
Well,
And every year we provide them a list of aircraft that are at the field.
The reason I ask is that the increases seem to be random. I don't know what they're based on.
I don't know.
A lot of it
I'll
has to do with the value of the aircraft,
What?
the assessed value of the aircraft.
No, I'm talking about the tax on the hangar use.
Yeah,
Possessory
aircraft is
interest
different.
I think
You get two bills, one for your
Yeah,
hangar,
yeah.
one for your aircraft.
Yes.
The aircraft is based on the aircraft value. The hangar
Ours is like
doesn't change year to year.
$1,300. Yeah,
He's asking about the hangar.
yeah.
I think.
And my understanding is the hangar amounts about a month's rent.
$230, as I recall.
Yeah, two.
I think we're all going to jail. It's not an agenda, it's not an agenda item. Do we want to add that to the agenda though, or somehow, or just,
Well, it
No,
sounds like
just
we're,
contact the assessor.
okay.
What's an assessor
maybe
issue?
Fred can give us a report back.
You want to check on that and report back? Robbie can? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put it on the agenda.
For Robbie.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make it tomorrow. I got a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
Anything else?
But I can give you some info.
Okay, next meeting is September 26th.
That is a
correct?
true and correct date?
Pardon?
Yes.
It's a good date. Okay.
I'll be a year older.
A year older? Okay.
2 days before.
Okay, I entertain a motion to adjourn in memory of Ron Erickson, his support of the airport, or support of his wife, who had definitely.
He was also treasurer of Costa Airmen for many years.
Yes. So do I have a
A second.
second? A second?
Who moved it?
All right,
Who
I
moved it?
entertain a motion. I don't know
Who moved it?
who accepted it.
Margaret firsted it, and Robbie seconded it.
Marge? Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So meaning. So Meeting adjourned.
At
Amen.
6:24. Okay. Well, considering we hadn't had a meeting for 3 months, it still went pretty quick.
Have you
guys
been notified that your term's up or something?